What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Thomas, and this is the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, coming to you live, but I want to play a pre-recorded episode of the Thomas Take where I was joined by Terry Cushman of AvidBoston.com to talk all things Boston Red Sox and much, much more. This was not just a Boston sports episode. This was an episode about baseball, football, you name it. We talked about it. Tune in and enjoy. What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Thomas, and this is the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. Thank you for joining me for the newest edition of the Thomas Take. Today, I am joined by a guest. We got a guest on the show by the name of Terry Cushman of AvidBoston.com. As everybody knows, although I am a New Yorker, I am an avid Boston fan, so I thought who better to have on the show than Terry Cushman of AvidBoston.com. Terry, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, Terry, I want to talk to you about your website, first and foremost. AvidBoston.com. It caught my attention on Twitter. That's kind of how we started talking. Tell us about your website and how that kind of got off the ground and where it is today.
Well, I started with my Twitter account, and I was kind of late to the party. I didn't really join Twitter till the 2015 season, and a lot of my ideas, my views and everything. Obviously, 140 characters isn't nearly enough a lot of the times, and I was using my email app and screenshotting it, and then posting that as a picture to kind of give myself all the room I needed. And finally, I said, you know what? I'm doing this way too often. It's about time I start my own blog, and for the first few months, and that's only new as of early this year, probably January, February, and then I brought on a few other writers, and it's purely at this point recreational, but I love it. Baseball's my passion, it's my life, and the one different thing about me though is, part of the reason I started it is a little bit out of my frustration with the Red Sox media, because I think no other team in American sports, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or baseball, no other front office really controls the narrative of their media like the Red Sox do, and certain things get covered up or just kind of swept under the rug and not covered. And a real good example of that is maybe about a month ago when Jared Carrabis, who I'm a huge fan of, broke a story where John Farrell, the manager, was confronted by multiple coaches about his usage of Kimbrel, and it just really seems odd to me that Carrabis, who's not even fully credentialed, would be the one to break that story. I guess what I'm getting at is my frustration is they're not a very transparent, group of media people, and so through my site, it gives me an outlet to give my own perception of what looks like is going on. And that's the difference. I'm really blunt. I tell it like it is, even if it's unpopular. And
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the one thing I noticed with your site, much like this podcast. And to give just a quick overview of my podcast, I've had this going for almost 2 years now, and there's been takes that I've had that have been widely popular, widely accepted, takes that I've had that haven't been expected by listeners, that haven't been that popular. And that was one thing that really caught my eye about your site, AvidBoston.com. You guys seem to have a good pulse on being truthful and being forthright with your opinions on the Boston sports scene. And another question that kind of just jumped into my mind, fill me in on I haven't really done a lot of research on it, so I can't really give my take on it, but fill me in on the David Price, Dennis Eckersley beef, I guess you could say, that these two guys have for each other. I've read little on it. I wanted to get your take on that as well, given that you were talking about the Boston media and players and coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What happened was, I would say probably was a couple weeks ago. I think right around. I could be wrong on the series. I think it was around the Milwaukee series.
Mm-hmm.
They finished the series and they had a short flight to their next series, and which was on the road. And there was a confrontation on the plane between Price and Eckersley, and there was a lot of no details really came out about it other than the fact that it happened. And Price happened to make a couple of uncharacteristic fielding errors during the game. So a lot of people were speculating, and media included, that maybe Eckersley said something about his defensive lapses, and anyway, it was confirmed that there was a blow up, and neither Price nor Eckersley would talk about it, and then it kind of seemed to die for a couple weeks, and Price was pitching very well, and that's the one way to make a controversy go away, is to just play very well on the field. It's the best medicine for everyone, but it just so happens Dan Shaughnessy, who always comes out with these bombshell articles, and he's one of my favorite people because he's not an establishment guy, and he'll speak out against the team if he can do it factually, or if the evidence strongly supports it. And anyway, and it just so happened that the day or two before, Price got just shelled by the Anaheim Angels, and Shaughnessy comes out with this piece, and apparently what it was, and actually I kind of skipped the part, what caused the incident was Eckersley said something bad about Eduardo Rodriguez's rehab start, and Price was sticking up for him, essentially. And that was known a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, that was a major detail. So that was known, but then more details came out from Shaughnessy, and apparently Price was basically waiting for Eckersley to get on the plane, because the Nesson guys are the only media guys that travel with the team. All the beat writers have their own arrangements on separate flights, but the Nesson guys, for whatever reason, travel with the team. So Eckersley gets on the flight, and Price was basically on there, and basically ambushed him verbally, and about the Erod comment, which I had forgotten about. Like, I still haven't. I haven't gone back to hear what Eckersley said. That's how instantly I forgot about it.
It's been a very weird, like, cat and mouse story where, like, you get a little bit of information and then you don't. And like you said, you hit the nail right on the head. The way the media in Boston kind of portrays things, or they give you, like, breadcrumbs, and then there's a huge reveal. And I can think about, a few years back with the whole fried chicken thing with the team struggling, the collapse. I think it was in 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
I think this is exceeding beer and chicken at this point.
It really is. It really, and I didn't think that it could get much worse than that. But a former player like Dennis Eckersley, who's he's respected. Like, he seems like he's a decent guy. Yeah, Hall of Fame player. And David Price, who, for lack of a better word, has been a complete underachiever given his contract. I wouldn't say he's been a bust. He did have an okay year last year, but everybody knows his struggles in the postseason and things of that nature. So for him to kind of latch out at a Hall of Fame, as you said, type player, that took me by surprise.
Yeah, and even more controversially, though, neither Price nor Farrell has apologized. Apparently, John Henry, Dave Dombrowski, I think Sam Kennedy have all reached out to Eckersley, but
and apologize for Price, right?
Just to kind of clear the air and make sure he's okay. And Price on the plane, though, twice told Eckersley to get the bleep out of here. Twice, and it was really a cheap shot. Yeah, and very disappointingly, half the team apparently
agreed with
clapped.
It.
So what a bunch of jerks, you know. And it's really disappointing. And I've just never seen a Red Sox team so disliked, that's in first place.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
And I've never seen a Red Sox team that is in first place and is underachieving. Like they have underachieved. In my eyes, this season.
Right.
They've lost a lot of games that were close games. Last night's game obviously comes to mind, was a disaster versus the Mariners. And it's just, with all that's been working against them, with Pablo Sandoval, and for them to be in first place, I still feel like they should be in first place by more. You think, am I wrong in that, or?
I feel like they should be as well. I mean, their starting rotation in the last month or so has been one of the best, if not the very best. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Mm-hmm. The bullpen's been very good all season, and it's just really the lineup right now. And it doesn't help that the manager, John Farrell, doesn't know how to write out a lineup card, because he's got his MVP runner-up, who's the best power hitter on the team, leading off when he should be the 3 or 4 guy. Leading off, he's going to bat in the bottom of the order. A lot of them, Marrero and Sandy Leon just aren't hitting, so they're not getting on base to be driven in, and it's just extremely frustrating. And then he was platooning Benintendi with Chris Young every time the lefty was up.
I do not understand the Benintendi. Yeah. It just blows my mind. There's things that, right. and to be honest, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to have you on the show so bad was because, like, in looking at my Twitter, which is a common thing for me to do throughout my day, seeing what you tweet about John Farrell, I never really realized how basically just terrible, I guess you could say, moves that he has made within the lineup, even dating back to when they had David Ortiz, and moves that they've made that have tried to make players better, and it's actually made them worse, toying with the lineup. Where did the Fire Farrell podcast, what moment, should I say, did it really start? Like, what made you think, I need to put this out there, like, this guy has to go, and I have to be a main voice in getting him fired?
I have a really big Twitter following, and a lot of people will come at me. I'm just relentless with, my criticism towards him, and the really bad mistakes he makes tend to be really amplified. But everyone comes to me when there was something, when he screws up, and so it's like I don't know. I don't know if I'm the leader of the movement or what, but it just and
it's funny.
People will tell me, drop it already, drop it. I'm like, I can't drop it. The guy can't manage to save his life. The teams win in spite of him, and when it comes to needing to make a critical move late in the game, he screws it up. Whether he leaves the pitcher on too long, he might go to the wrong reliever. Sometimes I think he leans on his metrics too much. He might be like, well, this guy has really great numbers against so-and-so coming up to the plate, but if that reliever's been shelved the last couple of times out, probably not a good idea to be bringing him in.
And outside of, like, Kimbrel, you were saying, you were talking about the Kimbrel story, like, realistically, I mean, Craig Kimbrel, in my eyes, is the best closer in the game. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Red Sox fan, but I even enjoyed watching him pitch dating back to his days in Atlanta. That was part 1 of the Thomas Take with Terry Cushman. We'll be right back to continue the Thomas Take featuring Terry Cushman of AvidBoston.com. Stay tuned.